starting to come up on the tail of the league group. It's going to take him another 4 or 5 laps, and he'll no sooner get that done. And I wouldn't be surprised to see another rain shower arrive. There's Thomas Mazira going through as we go back to the Triple M race cam, riding with Wayne Gardner, and you can see nothing is for certain here today.
It's certainly not for certain. Look at the raindrops on the camera. We've got another one of these rain squalls. It's been happening Friday, Saturday. Here we are on race day again. It's really throwing this race all over the place.
This will finish Brocky. He won't be able to handle this with any great degree of calm. Larry Perkins on full wets will be able to capitalise.
Yeah, it's a good move there from Jimmy Richards, car number 6. He may have well opted for a similar setup, but he goes past Neil Crompton, so that's the best advance that we've seen from Jim all season.
As soon as we speak, the rain seems to back off again. It's coming across in waves, just giving a little sprinkle on the track, keeping it very greasy, and the tyre engineers and the teams would know which tyres to put on.
Just driving the drivers crazy, this kind of conditions. You know, sooner get yourself into a groove when you've got a new...
Oh, Trevor Ashby was almost over the place as we took Larry Perkins going through the bottom turn, car number 11, the Castrol Commodore. He gets away.
Well, with the full set of wets, Larry will feel the most comfortable. Here's Gardner into the grass. Obviously, just lost his adhesion at the wrong time.
It's down at the end of the back straight. We saw Wayne go off there earlier this morning in a warm-up session, so a few grip problems down there.
As long as it rains, here's the car that's going to respond the best. And
let's have a look at Wayne Gardner again. Similar return from yesterday, where he just went off the track, hit the brakes. Plenty of runoff area at Mallala. Bob Jones and the Ampol Max 3 car going through. And there's our race leader, Glenn Seaton, in car number 1, the Peter Jackson Falcon, holding that substantial lead over teammate Alan Jones in the number 30 car.
Mike's out to 3.6 seconds over Jones. The lead over Scaife 5.5. So the field opening up in these very changeable conditions. Just that shot there, you can see Scaife is getting very, very close to Jones.
Well, Glenn was unhappy with his run at Eastern Creek, but when he gets the bit between his teeth, not much stopping him.
Here comes Glenn Seaton as we check them out for you on the Shell Racecourse. Glenn Seaton, the defending champion, is in front of Mallala. Team partner Alan Jones runs in second. Mark Scaife and the Winfield Commodore is third. Jimmy Richards runs fourth, and rounding out the 5, it's Neil Crompton and the Coke Commodore.
Boy, isn't it about changing positions lap after lap? Each tyre choice.
Trying to stay in touch with Jim, like to get a bit of a feel for what's going on. Drivers in these conditions say, well, if you can go in front of me, I should be able to follow you. But certainly the Winfield cars have come out and spread eagle the field here very, very smartly by half distance this afternoon.
This is a tough job. This is a really tough job with these changing track conditions. Look at Seaton coming back toward the Winfield team as the track begins to dry once again. Seaton on a groove slick, Winfield cars and intermediates. It's a fascinating tyre battle here and a real lottery.
Seaton powers on in hunt after the leaders. There's Crompton going through in the 7 car. The Coke car right behind him, Tony Longhurst. Then the first of the Dick Johnson Shell FAI Falcons.
Of course, Longhurst is trying to unlap himself here after that spin, fighting his way through the field. So Crompton is hanging on to 6th position. He's not under fire. John Bowers, the next man behind him, as you can see, just coming into a shot there. As we take race cam aboard, Dunlop race cam aboard the Shell FAI Falcon. Dick Johnson really trying to keep Perkins out of the picture. Dick in 8th position, Perkins in 9th. So there's battles all the way up through the field. Dick is actually coming into the pits. Will this be a tyre change?
I'm not sure if he was or he is, but he was a bit wide for if he was going straight ahead.
Well, he flashed the indicator on, so I assume he had a pit stop in mind. Let's see what they do when he comes into the pit lane, the Shell boys. And doesn't seem to be too much activity there.
No, he's not worried about his tyres. Something else wrong.
Mechanical problem.
You don't see that too often with these cars and motors.
Discussion there between Dick and Ross Stone, the team manager.
Andy Raymond's down in the pits. We'll get a report from him as soon as Dick is out of the car. He's just talking to Ross Stone at the moment. As the race continues, the sun now comes out. 8 laps remaining. Mark Scaife, the Winfield Commodore, car number 2, doing a fabulous job. Let's go down to Andy, who's there with Dick Johnson.
Thanks very much, Mike. A very disappointed Dick Johnson. It hasn't quite been your weekend, mate. What was the problem with a throttle sticking?
Yeah, it's jammed on about 6,500, 7,000 revs, and in these sort of conditions, that's a combination of a suicide attempt, I think.
It's been one of those weekends, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, one of these days, I suppose the luck will come good, and geez, I hope it's all at once and at Bathurst this year.
Dick, we hope you have luck before then, like in heat number 2.
I hope so too. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Andy. With Dick John, that'd be that's the Helter Skelter award of the day.
Give that a miss. Crompton in 6th position. Bow in 7th. This is the battle for 6th and 7th.
So the clouds in the background show the picture. The sun in the foreground, the clouds in the background. Not beyond another downpour here, but another slight dry line trying to creep through. But plenty of rooster tail still coming up, and gives you an idea that the tires are having to soak up that water every lap, not making it easy for the drivers at all.
There's the traffic with Neil Crompton, John Bow. Mark Scaife continues to lead it out by a car lengths from team partner Jim Richards for the Winfield team. Glenn Seaton in 3rd spot. 4th is Alan Jones, and 5th is Peter Brock.
14 laps completed. Scaife's lead over Jimmy Richards has come down a little there, 4.9 seconds, so holding it about 5 seconds over his teammate. Glenn Seaton, of course, holding on to 3rd at the moment.
And I'm sure we'll pick it up shortly. There's a dry line starting to emerge, and the only guy that's sitting in that dry line at the moment is Peter Brock. Hoping that they get some of that water off the circuit so he can make his slicks last here. Larry Perkins starting to arrive on this group at the moment as Crompton, John Bow still run nose to tail, and Perkins starting to emerge behind Bow. Well, it all started so well for Neil Crompton, a brilliant beginning off the line to lead them and open up a good gap, only to be nobbled then by Glenn Seaton and the number 1 car, and later by his team partner Alan Jones, who in turn were then rooster-tailed out of business by Mark Scaife and Jimmy Richards. Here goes Perkins.
That is a great shot there as they come through that sweep. You can see how busy the drivers and the suspension on the cars, how hard everything's working. Really loaded up as they head down toward Goodyear Corner, and hard on the brakes.
Having a go on the outside. He's happy enough doing that with the full rain tires. He's got the grip. He can place his car anywhere he wants. John Bow doing an exceptionally good job, though, on groove slicks. That's not easy. That's a slick tire with just a couple of handmade grooves put in it. So he's got a tippy-toe job on his hands, and I think handling the Falcon well under these conditions, but just can't get that bite that he wants.
Here's Alan Jones, and the man that was been gaining on Jones the last couple of laps has in fact been Peter Brock.